All right, let's keep an eye on the positive side of it then. But let's take you to Zamfara State. I know you've been following this development there, and the security situation has been so bad. And in fact, some persons have interpreted the Governor Matawale's move to call for people to defend themselves as a frustration. And then the Chief of Defense Staff had responded to that, saying that the governor doesn't have the right or the powers to call for that. What do you make in the eyes of the law? What do you make? Because we call the governors the chief security officers.
In the first place,
yes,
the Chief of Defense Staff will have to appreciate we're operating a democratic system. This is not a military regime. No Chief of Staff, no general has the right to call a governor to order. The governor has been elected by his people.
Exactly.
Please, let us appreciate. In fact, that is why in some countries, I think Eritrea and a couple of countries in Africa, it is stated in the constitution that the Minister of Defense shall be a civilian. If we have transited from military rule to democratic rule, we must operate under the constitution. So if the Chief of Defense Staff has some complaint, there are procedures for dealing with it. The army could have written to the House of Assembly of that state that can call the governor to order. That's number one. Number two, when I read a publication, I think on Sunday, that the governor has asked people to defend themselves. Yeah. Well, not really to bear arms. He was asking them to apply for licenses so that there will be control.
Yes, that's to bear arms.
Yeah. Now, frankly speaking, I was flabbergasted. And I had to contact the governor. I mean, I had to do that because I wanted to be sure if what I was reading was right. And His Excellency was polite enough to call back. I think he was on a trip when I called. And I said, this is what I've just read, Your Excellency. And he told me that we have tried all options and they have failed. What do you expect me to do?
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah, exactly. We mentioned this earlier.
Now, my position is this, where there must be control so that such, what you might call carte blanche, so that the directive is not abused. I would rather suggest, and I have made this suggestion to governors, you have set up security networks. In Lagos, it's called Neighborhood Watch. Yeah. Another parts in the west is called Amotekun. In the east, you have
Ibibiago.
In the north, you have Isba and the rest of them. In the northwest. In the northeast, you have JTF. Civilians.
Yes.
My position is this. And frankly speaking, I think the governors will have to sit up. The police powers in Nigeria are not vested exclusively in the president. No. They are vested in the Nigerian Police Council. And the Nigerian Police Council is constituted by 39 people. 3 federal public officers, the rest are the governors. 36 state governors are members of the Nigerian Police Council. That body is empowered to administer, organize, and supervise the Nigerian police force. Unfortunately, those powers have been left exclusively,
to the hands of the president.
The president. Sometimes
as commander-in-chief.
Sometimes the Inspector General of Police. So the governors will have to take control and go to the meeting.
You have said
the
this
body never meets.
Yes.
And it's requisition a meeting.
Yes.
We have general insecurity in our country. I mean, the last time, I think, last year, the president said 2 governors came to see me from the southwest, complaining about insecurity.
Yes,
and I asked them, go back. So how would they go back and secure their people? It is by ensuring that those security networks are empowered, the officials are empowered to bear arms. Because you can't ask a man who has a dengon, Shakabula, to go and confront criminals with AK-47, pump action and the rest of them. So that is why the governors will have to. And the law is there. In 2003, when President Obasanjo was trying to create the Civil Defense Corps,
yes,
I contacted some governors. This is the time to ask for state police, because Section 214 of the Constitution provides that there shall be only one police force in Nigeria, and there shall be no other one. So if the president decided to create another police force, you too should, through your members in the National Assembly, insist on state police. Unfortunately, we weren't listened to. And so the National Assembly created
Civil
the
Defense
Nigerian Civil Defense Corps, Now, between then and now, the federal government has empowered the EFCC, ICPC, Customs, Federal Road Safety Corps, Correctional Center, all of them to bear arms. Now, if they are not abused, why are state security networks not allowed to bear arms? Again, the governors may have to go to court. Because what is good for the goose is good for the gander. And it's even discriminatory. Because Sam, as a responsible editor, can apply to the Inspector General of Police or the President. I want a license to bear arms to protect me and members of my family. They won't give me the license. But on a very serious note, if they can give you as an individual, I've challenged governors, go to court. If a few people can be given licenses to bear arms to protect themselves and their family members, why not give 10,000 licenses to young people in Lagos to bear arms to protect 20 million people? And it's going to be difficult for the government, for the federal government, to defend its position, because Section 42 of the Constitution has abolished discrimination on the basis of class, gender, religion, whatever. So if a few people are defended, right, all of us must be defended. And that is my position.
Maybe the thing for Matawale to do is to get his people to line up on the streets of Zamfara State and say that they are all waiting to get gun licenses. And that's a social upheaval.
Frankly speaking, I think the presidency has deliberately allowed the situation. Yes. Because in Borno State, the JTF personnel, JTF officials,
civilian JTF,
the civilian JTF members are given licenses to bear arms. Yes. Because you can't ask them to go and confront terrorists with
bows and arrows.
Bow and arrows, no.
All right. So I think we can keep going on and on and on. It's always a feisty moment of intellectual display and legal gymnastics with human rights lawyer. I call him the best of his generation, Femi Falana. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Yes.
Right.